once you attained an optimum farm yield, it is expected that you are food sufficient. And once you are food sufficient or self-sufficiency in food production, it is expected that you are attaining what we call food security. So for any country to attain self-sufficiency in food production, a reasonable consideration and a priority must be given to the seed component of the agricultural sector. It's just like a husband who wants to have a good generation of offspring. First of all, you need to look for a healthy wife. Once you have a healthy wife, so it is expected of you at the long run that you are going to have a good offspring. Once there is good offspring, it is expected that the generation will also be healthy. So you can't expect to have an optimum or a maximum yield at the end of your farm year or production, food production, without having quality seed. That was why any developed nation that you go, any nation that strive very hard to be self-sufficient in their food production, their seed industry is viable, is functioning effectively. There is adequate funding and much priority in terms of budget allocation is being allocated to this component, because whatever you sow or you sow, it is what you are going to harvest. That was why it is very, very critical to have a viable and effective system that caters for the seed industry.
Okay, you talk of harvesting. Farmers have already started evacuating their farm produce. Even some of the produce are already in the market. How would you consider the harvest this season?
Before going into answering that question, I want people to understand that whenever you are talking of a seed, we have the National Agricultural Seed Council available in Nigeria that has the mandate of providing and certifying each and every seed. So it is in charge of coordinating the release of all approved seed from the seed industries. Like whenever you are having such kind of an arrangement, seed provision to any region is region specific. For instance, we have areas whereby the duration of rainfall is just 2 months. We have areas where there is massive drought. No matter how it rains at the end of the season,
according to the specific.
Exactly. That was why the National Agricultural Seed Council has the mandate, before sending any seed or before giving any approval for a particular seed, after ensuring its quality, its viability, such seeds is location specific. You can't expect that you take a maize variety that is maturing in 120 days to 150 days to the areas of Yobe or areas of Maiduguri, because they have early seizure of their own rainfall. So no matter how, if you want to attain that food security or if you want to attain that food availability, their seed production and availability of seed in that axis has to be in alliance with what the location is all about. So considering the situation of the season, as farmers have already started taking their produce into the market, quite sure, alhamdulillah, this time around we don't have much complaint concerning either high rate of rainfall that affected some farm produce or drought spell, whereby some certain period of weeks was there without rainfall. From the reports we are gathering in the market, from what we are seeing, quite sure a number of paddy rice farmers have attained good yield at the end of the season, and maize is also coming into the market. New maize is also coming into the market. From what we are seeing and from what the farmers are saying, the harvest was quite okay. The only issue is that the demand is very high, is very high, especially from the industrial aspect. Like when you get to this Gombe silos, as we made mention, flour mills of Nigeria took over for a certain period of time. Now they have started collecting soya bean at the rate of 365,000 per ton. That is 36,500 per kilo. And I know from next week or by middle of this month, it is expected that they will open collection for maize. You see so many people trooping into Gombe. When you get to our banks, there is a cash shortage. People are mopping cash to go and source for grains in order to take it to
okay, before we come to that last issue, or second to the last issue you raised, what specific types of seeds are facing shortages, and how does that affect crop diversity?
Whenever you are talking of seed, we have three major classes of seeds, in which the National Agricultural Seed Council do gives its own supervision, do give all that is necessary before releasing to even come into the market. We have the seed companies, we have the research institute. First of all, the research institutes have the mandate of developing the first stage of seed, which is the breeder seed. The breeder seed is just like a grandfather to the seeds. After developing that breeder seeds, it goes into a certain processes that from that breeder seeds a foundation seed is also obtained, which is we normally call the father. The breeder seed is the first category. It is being organized, or it is being produced under strict environmental conditions, and it is only the research institutes that have the mandate to establish or to produce that breeder seed. So from that breeder seeds, foundation seed, which is the father, is being released to some seed companies under a strict supervision by the National Agricultural Seed Council to reproduce. So it has some certain characteristics that once you are planting it, there must be an isolation, because you can produce it in an area whereby there is going to be cross-pollination, either by air or
you talk about this research. What role do research and development play in ensuring a steady supply of quality seeds?
They first of all, like as I told you, before you develop any seed, first of all you need to send a soil scientist to a particular region or to a particular area
to be producing.
They carry out what we call the soil analysis. In that soil analysis, they will determine the nutrient content of that particular soil. Secondly, and that soil scientists, there is a team of agroclimatologists. They will determine how many days in a season do such area experience rainfall. It is if the number of days is quite short, so the region has to have seedlings that are extra early maturing, that doesn't stay long because of the early seizure of rainfall. So these are some of the things that these research institutes normally carry out. Then before releasing this seed by the research institute, there is what they call the demo plots. They had to establish a demo plot from the research institute. After establishing a demo plot from the research institute, then it will be taken to that area for another trial. We call it trial. So once 2 to 3 trial has been carried out. It takes a number of years, 5 to 7 years, before you release any seed, and it is satisfied that it is adaptable to that environment or to that area. Then the research institute will give a license and approval, ensuring that National Agricultural Seed Council has released that component of the seed.
Okay, talking of these seed producing companies, out of over 300, we realized that, I was made to understand that only 20 are functional.
Yeah.
Is this 20 supplying sufficient seeds to Nigeria?
They are not supplying seeds sufficiently. That was why, if you noticed, for quite a number of years, we don't have sufficient or availability of seedlings across the farmers' end. And even the federal government that has the mandate to provide seedlings, normally when you notice, the seedlings are coming into the hand of farmers at the tail end of the season. By then, with this issue of hunger crisis, even if you provide the farmer with the quality seeds, he is after what he is going to eat in his stomach. All these Anko Boros and other CBN support project, when you notice what was going on then, whatever form of seed, either for maize, for paddy, rice, for sorghum, for wheat, once you give it out to the farmer, the first thing that he does is just to wash it, take it to the grinding machine to make it into a maize flour or a millet flour, because first of all, you gave him at the wrong time. It is expected that he has that quality seed at the hand before the commencement of season. So he has already sourced for his own grain in the market to plant it. So once he has that access to that quality seed, instead of him to use it maybe for the subsequent year, and it is not something that you can keep it for a year or two.
Yes,
it has a life span. So we can't say that with these 20 to 30 existing seed companies, they can be sufficient enough to provide the quality seed that is expected. Even if that 300 companies are into functioning, by the number of population, by the number of people that are going and willing to engage in or invest into farming, there shouldn't, or we shouldn't expect that there must be, or there is going to be availability of that seedling. And the major issue is that there is a lack of support from the government side. When you visit countries like Thailand or Brazil, if you see the kind of support, for instance, if you are a paddy rice farmer, a rice farmer, the seedlings are already there, and any time, any season, it is expected that there is going to be a yield increase, because much resources, much funding is being invested for a daily research on how to improve the quality. Even in Nigeria, when you give the seedlings for 20 to 25 kilogram per hectare, the maximum yield you can obtain for a maize is just 20 to 30 tons, which is 20 bucks to 30 bucks. When you go to other neighboring countries like South Africa, the same seedlings that we are using for 20 to 30 kilogram, they are attaining up to 90 tons per hectare, which is 90 bucks.
What is the secret?
The issue is that not enough funding for the research, because as I told you earlier, before you release a particular seed, there must be a certain stages of trials to be executed from the research institute, to the area in which the intended seed is supposed to be given. So at a point in time, even if there is enough funding from the angle of the research institute, it cannot be taken to the field. You will see that 2 to 3 years, so many seedlings that were supposed to be taken for trial are just there hanging in the research institute because of shortage of funding.
Okay, on this, I understand that in 2021 the federal government signed the Plant Variety Protection Bill into law to accelerate investment in the industry and give farmers more access to quality seeds. Have we started or start witnessing the impact, positive impact of this bill?
We have not started. I will tell you, part of this bill is to give a massive support to wheat farmers, because the number of bread, the number of baking industries is increasing on daily basis, and 95% of the wheat that Nigeria is consuming is coming from outside. So the federal government invested huge amount of resources to source for quality wheat outside Nigeria, but there is no sustainability. There is no sustainability. I think 2 years back they invested almost 200 billion to source for wheat seedlings, in which Gombe is part of the beneficiary of it. And the same thing, just day before yesterday, the consignment for supporting wheat farmers just arrived at the country. But the issue is that wheat is location specific. You cannot grow wheat in each and every area, and it has some certain period of time, like from November to January. Axis of Gombe, we have areas like Nafada, they do grow it very okay. We have some parts of that in Kowa, but the issue is that the issue is that whenever such kind of seedlings are coming into Nigeria, I know the quality is being compromised, because I have witnessed what was released 2 years back from the 200 billion wheat that was sourced into Nigeria. It is of low standard, it is of low quality. So instead of investing or sending that huge amount of money, why not support the National Agricultural Seed Council in collaboration with other research institutes to develop wheat that is specific to all our regions that we do produce with.
So are you saying now there is no seriousness?
There is no seriousness from the part of the government.
Okay, are there any alternative or some alternative solutions or innovations being explored to mitigate this?
Yeah, first of all, the government cannot do it alone. You should engage private investors. When you have private investors on ground to support seed industry, you will ensure seed availability and quality seed will be there for the farmers, and there will be no compromise. For instance, let me tell you what normally caused this thing. When this Anko borrowers came in to support maize farmers, rice farmers, or millet farmers, a quite number of seed companies were invited for the program. They put interest, showing willingness to support the program. But along the line, if I were to produce a certain number of kilogram for the seedlings, I will be asked that a reasonable portion of the cost or a reasonable portion of the money is not mine. It is for a government official. So had it been that there is an engagement that much, or we need to invite private investors, at least we are expecting that availability at the right time and at the right quality must be ensured. During that period, you just go to Tudung Hati of Gombe or Ladiski Market today, Friday, just source for maize, rebag it, provide agrochemicals from Minangi, just change the color of the seedlings, repackage it, buying grains, transforming grains into seeds. There is no how you can obtain the maximum yield that is expected of the farm.
Let's look at the northeast region. Are we having any functional seed company?
We are having functional seed company. Let me start with here Gombe. I know that we have one reliable seed company, Green Pal. I know most government projects for the state government do had a collaboration with that Green Pal seed company. And I know we have this Babame Mongoro, the former governor of Adamawa State. He has one of the best seed company in Northeast. Whenever you visited any part of Adamawa State, any quality maize or any maize farm that you see the harvest is quite okay, I know and I am sure definitely the seedling is coming from.
Okay, are these enough for the
it is
farmers?
not enough. It is not enough. That was why I have seen so many organizations like the Messi Corp, where into a form of aggregation, trying to support farmers by linking them with the existing seed companies in Nigeria. We were together with them yesterday, and I know that they do normally organize some kind of trainings at the commencement of any either rainfall season or dry season farming, whereby all the registered seed companies across northeastern states will be invited here in Gombe, and all the commercial farmers and small scale farmers will be invited. At that, they do showcase what they have in terms of seedlings. As I made mention earlier, for us to achieve this target of having sufficient quality seed into the market, the government need to support and engage private seed companies. By doing that, there will be more seriousness, there will be more concern, and there must be effective system that is operating, whereby whenever a farmer is in need of a quality seed, he knows a particular outlet or a point
to visit.
To visit.
Let's go back to an issue you raised. You already, when I asked about the farm produce already in the market, you said that companies have started already mopping out grains. Mopping grains. My fear here is, can we have availability of this food after these companies finish mopping up these products?
I made mention in my previous discussion here, even before the commencement of the season, that going by the scenario, we are still feeling the impact of COVID-19. And when this fuel subsidy was removed, virtually 70% of farmers show no interest in going to the farm. Let me just give you a typical example. If I were to fuel my motorcycle from Gombe Metropolis and my farm is located in Bojude, how much do you expect me to be spending in terms of cost on daily basis to run? No matter how, I know that I will not fuel at least 2,000 to 3,000 naira on daily basis. So when you gather from the land preparation down to harvesting period, how much do I incur in terms of cost that I spend on petroleum? So many people have decided, instead of spending that money, why not wait when the harvesting period commences, grains are showing up into the market? I use that money to just source for my grains and store it. So withdrawal of so many farmers that initially had interest to farm is there, which make a significant impact. Those that are low income earners are no longer seen in the farm. Now what we normally experience is just those that are supplying to the companies that normally show up in the market. Now, because of this subsidy removal, 70% have withdrawn from the market. So they are there competing with companies to mop out grains for their daily consumption.
And what is going to be left now?
I told you earlier, if we take the maize sector, out of 100% of maize that we are producing in the country, not only Gombe, not only Northeast, I made mention that 60% goes to poultry industry. I know of a poultry farm in Gombe here that on weekly basis the farm consumes 800 bags of maize
daily
on weekly basis. In 7 days, 800 bags. So this is a small farm compared to those that are coming from Kwara, those that are coming from Lagos. So And what we produce, withdrawal of farmers have make is just a small sizable portion of farmers that produce, and we are competing with these industries, not only poultry industries, these flour mills. They are processing it into flour, they are processing it into semovita, they are processing it into cornflakes. So we are just coming into the market.
My question now, what is going to be left to ordinary citizens for him to even go to the market and buy?
As I do advise from the small scale farmers that produce, we shouldn't rush to sell our produce. If I produce 10 bags of maize, I will carry them from my farm down to my store in the house. I will sell out 2 bags to exchange with rice. I will sell out 1 bag to exchange it with beans. So I will make sure that
fertilizer.
Yeah, we go for the fertilizer. And as I told you now, fertilizer is even higher in terms of prices compared to the wet season. Farmers bought a bag of urea at the rate of 20,000 naira during the wet season. Now a bag of urea in Gombe market as at this morning is 25,000 naira. If you are buying NPK, golden NPK is 30 to 32,000 naira. So for any farmer who is going into dry season farming, he has to make this calculation. A reasonable portion of what he has produced must be kept to take him for a certain period of months. A reasonable portion can be sold out into the market in exchange of agro inputs such as fertilizer and agrochemicals ahead of the dry
from all indication, are we expecting the prices of this?
We are not expecting prices to come down. With the crisis of Ukraine and Russia, with the crisis of Israel and so many other Arab countries, prices of agricultural commodities globally are expected to go high. These countries, the largest producers of rice in the world or the largest producers of sugar in the world, forecasted these things prior to its own occurrence. That was why they banned the exportation of even a single grain to any country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listeners and viewers, if you are just joining us, the program is Viewpoint, coming to you from Progress Radio and Television, and we are looking on how availability of seeds is hampering stable food price in the country. And we've been discussing with an agricultural economist from the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, in the person of Dr. Abubakar Sani Abdullahi. We'll begin on a short break. When we come back, we will also give you the opportunity to be part of our discussion by calling our phone lines. Stay tuned.
We are champions, we are kings. There's no height that we can't reach. We keep rising to the top. We keep soaring in the sky. Nigeria, fly eagles, fly to victory. Rising to the top. We are Nigeria. We keep soaring in the sky. Nigeria, fly eagles, fly to victory. We are Nigeria. We are champions, we are kings. We are Nigeria. There's no height that we can't reach. We are Nigeria. We keep rising to the top, kings. We are Nigeria. There's no height that we can't reach. Nigeria, fly eagles, fly to victory. We are Nigeria. We are champions, we are kings. There's no height that we can't reach. We keep rising to the top. We keep soaring in the sky. Nigeria, fly eagles fly to victory. Fly eagles fly to victory. We are champions, we are kings. There's no height that we can't reach. We keep rising to the top. We keep soaring in the sky. Nigeria, fly eagles fly to victory. Fly eagles fly to victory. We are champions, we are kings. Rising to the top. We keep soaring in the sky. Nigeria, fly eagles fly to victory. We are Nigeria.
The program is still Viewpoint, coming to you from Progress Radio and Television, and we are discussing food security and how shortage of quality seeds is affecting stable food price in the country. And we've been discussing with Dr. Abubakar Sani Abdullahi, an agricultural economist from the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. It is now time for you to call and be part of our discussion by calling 0028111738 or 07036953846 or the number on the screen of your television. Let's take our first call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Alhaji Mahmoud Suleiman from Kwayakusa.
You are welcome, Alhaji.
Thank you. My own is a question to Dr. Abubakar.
Okay, go on.
My regards first to Dr. Abubakar.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. The production or research on seeds, you see, they are normally carried out in the universities, especially as in ABU, Zaria.
Yeah.
When these seeds are packed in 1 or 2 kilogram bags, you see, the distribution of these seeds to the farmers, are they of free charge or sold to them? Because most of these seeds we do not have access to these seeds, especially in the northeast. and in particular Borno. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we take some calls. If there are additional questions, we put them together and answer. The number to call is 08028111738. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mala.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Omar Kurama.
You are welcome to the program.
Welcome, Doctor, for me, please.
Thank you.
I just want to ask him about this issue of food security and maybe what challenges we've been facing. But I just want to ask him on a more technical aspect of the agriculture. I'm concerned about the GMO, genetic modified organisms, seeds that are being sold to our farmers. And maybe the agricultural inputs like the herbicide and whatever you have also are genetically modified. And what I wanted to ask him scientifically, what would have been the long effect of those type of seedlings produced through by way of genetic modification, like the one in America and Santos, whatever you call them. I mean, don't you see it that it was as a result of that they have lost the inherited type of seedlings that we keep, that will be recycled again the following season, agricultural season, and they are conditioned climatically with our own environment.
Okay, Alhaji, time is on our side. Let's give the doctor a chance to also answer the question. Let's pick this last call. Let's pick this last call. Hello, good morning. Okay, maybe you can join the Hausa version of the program, Timbingua. Let's take this. Hello, good morning. Okay, doctor, I think these two calls.
Let me respond.
Calls. The first one from Alhaji Mahmuda.
Let me respond to the first one calling from. Is it Kweko, sir?
Yes, Kweko, sir.
If I were to advise you, I know so many people. I know from part of Yobe State. At the commencement of the season, they do form like a cooperative society, whereby a contact is already there. I will share it with you. They contact Institute for Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where I worked, directly to source for whatever seedlings that they are looking for and the quantity. I know of last year some cooperative societies from Yobe State sourced their sorghum and some quantities of maize and groundnut, whereby they send their money to one indigene of Yobe State who is a staff of Ahmadu Bello University, and he coordinated the purchase. We do pack them in 50-50 kg maximum, followed by those of 20 kg and 5 kgs. So if I were to advise you, you can come under cooperative society. When you browse either your internet, just search for Ahmadu Bello Institute for Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University Zaria seed unit. There is a contact person. I know the MD, we shared the same office with him in the university, Dr. Ado Yakubu Dogwa. He is the head of marketing. You coordinate and send him the quantities that you people are in need of. I know definitely he is going to coordinate and organize the dispatch for you. By doing that, you have confidence that you source your own seed from a direct and reliable source. So most probably or most likely,
it is paid. He was asking whether it's been given to the farmers free of charge.
No, it's not free of charge. It's not free of charge.
Okay,
you have to buy it. Then the second question from Alhaji Umar Gurama.
The GMO.
I know most countries, America is the mother of GMOs. Now they have started banning most seeds or most crops that are formed under GMOs, because the long-term effect is this issue of cancer So many researches were executed, and the findings shows that at a point in time, all these GMOs are amongst the major causes of cancer.
So in the short, Doctor, are we having these GMOs in Nigeria?
Yeah, we do have them. I know some contents or in areas of Plateau State, some seedlings of Irish potatoes are composed or are made of GMOs. So right from the one, I am not an advocate of that GMO. We have all the resources that it takes to develop our own seedlings that is suitable for the cultivation across all our geopolitical zones. Let us support our research institutes. We have the researchers, we have the plant breeders that can develop. As I made mention earlier, in Zaria of recent we developed a maize variety that is quite good, quite nutritious to those that are diabetic. That is Summers 14 quality protein maize. So we can develop all forms of quality and reliable seeds suitable for our area, without giving much focus on this GMO.
Finally, what is your wheat talk, or you said this seed production is not giving the desired support it requires from the government. On the final note, what is your call to the government? My
call to the government, first of all, we have a shortfall in the agricultural extension sector. We need to employ, or we need to engage more agricultural extension staffs. These guys are going to extend the findings from research institutes down to the farmers level. Secondly, we need to open a room. We shouldn't be thinking just at the academic level. We should be thinking outside the box by engaging these private investors to key into seed production. I know by opening that avenue, by opening that door, there is going to be a sufficient and quality seed cycling for our farmers.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the two major calls that I can
Thank you very much, listeners and viewers. That's much we can take on the program Viewpoint, where we've been discussing the shortage of seeds and its profound impact on stable food prices in the country. And I have been discussing with Dr. Abubakar Sani Abdullahi, an agricultural economist from the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, on behalf of the entire team and you callers that also called and contributed through asking questions. I am Umar Ahmad Abubakar saying thank you for being there. Thank you, Doctor, for being part of the program.
Thank you very much, Umar.
Rise into the top.